Hey there, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Work Smarter, Not Harder. My name is Chris Phipon, and I'm thrilled that you're joining me here. This is actually episode number 9, and I'm so excited to continue to share each and every week with you one simple tip or trick to help you do just that. Work smarter, not harder. This week, we're going to focus in on a tool called Google Forms. Many of you may have already been using Google Forms for other various surveys or different things, but this week we're going to focus specifically on the quiz features in Google Forms. They're not actually all that new, but they are a great way to automate feedback. So a shout out to the instructional coaches in District 70 who will be spending some time over the coming days and weeks talking about feedback with our grade level teams during their articulations. So many of you are going to hear more about feedback very soon. Others of you might already be using these tools, and I got to give a shout out to an awesome 4th grade team, Julie, Sasha, and Amy. Thank you for sharing with me earlier this week some of the things that you have been doing with Google Forms and automating the feedback for your students. One of the reasons why we like to do this is to, work smarter for yourself and not make more work for you. But second is to truly give your students that immediate feedback that they deserve and help them to do the same thing, help them to work smarter, not harder. So there are a couple simple things that we can do in Google Forms to do just that. Let's take a look. I am in Google Forms. I'm simply at forms.google.com, and I can start a new form. Now, there's a couple ways that I could do it. Up at the top in your G Suite account, you might see a couple options that start right away, and you can see, hey, these are probably going to have the quiz features already set up. Blank quiz, exit ticket. If you clicked on any one of those, it'd save you a quick step, but I'm going to actually dive in and show you how to complete that step without doing it right from the start with Google Forms. So in our normal Google form, just like always, we can give it a title, and then we can go to our first question, untitled question, and we can just say, what color is the grass? And that's a simple multiple choice question. So we can come down to our options, and we can say it's red, we can say it's blue, we can say it's green or orange. All right, so there's our first question. It's multiple choice. Great. If I go to the 3 dots, no options here to make this a quiz. I actually have to turn on the quiz features. So I'm going to come up to the top, the settings icon pops up a new settings window, and you can see across the top 3 different tabs. And as you guessed, quizzes is the 3rd tab. That's what we want to turn on. So now we can say, make this a quiz. We're going to be able to assign point values and allow auto grading. Nice little trick here, locked mode on Chromebooks. If you turn this on and students are taking the quiz in Google Forms on a managed Chromebook, so typically that would be a Chromebook that your school or district has provided them, you could turn that on and it will not allow your students to open other tabs while they're taking this quiz. Turn it on, turn it off, that's your choice, and probably a conversation for another day. But the next thing that you can do is also release a grade immediately after each submission or later after you might review any short answer questions or responses that the students might respond to. So we'll go ahead and click save there, and then we'll come back to this first question, and now we see an answer key down here at the bottom. We see that it's currently worth 0 points. If I click on answer key, it's going to bring me to a new screen, I guess, for this particular question. So now I can choose the correct answer, and you see it turns it green, and not just because the answer is green. And then I can set a point value for this question also. Then I can add answer feedback, and this is what is kind of nice. So for an incorrect answer, I could tell them any sort of hint that we might have talked about in class that might help remind them what the correct answer should be. In this case, this is not a good example of feedback, but I'm just going to enter it for a quick example. I'm going to say, better luck next time. Again, I should have more valuable feedback there than just that. However, I can give the correct answer feedback also, and I can say, way to go. You remembered that we discussed that grass is green because ... And we can say save, and then we know that we've got correct answer feedback, we've got incorrect answer feedback, and we can move on to the next question. Now, if I want to go back and edit this question, I simply click that, and now I can add my next question. So on and so forth. That feedback can be released to the students whenever you want it to be released. If you choose to have it released to them immediately after they click submit on this quiz, they get to see that feedback immediately. You also get to see how your class did in the responses tab and get to see immediate feedback for yourself on how your students did. Think about math quick quizzes. Think about those quick checks that you might do on a weekly basis with your students. How great would it be to set these up in Google Forms and get instant feedback for yourself to inform your teaching for tomorrow? You don't have to spend hours reviewing every single question, every single quiz, because Google Forms does it for you. Also, your students get that feedback right away as long as you enter that. So your students also don't have to wait an entire 24 hours or 48 hours or longer, depending on how long it takes you to actually assess those quizzes. Strongly encourage you to take a look at Google Forms and the quiz features to help you work smarter, not harder. I hope you all have a great week. Thanks.